Hello. Hello. We'll see if this works. We will see if, I don't know, YouTube, OBS, I don't know, can manage it. They probably can't. Just me. Because it was a bit of a disaster earlier today, wasn't it? It was disastrous. To the point where, you just give up. Just give up. The technology isn't working. So, what should we talk about? Well, let's talk about it early, where there's no one here. I see that Radiohead on the 5th of November are bringing out Kid Amnesia. Yes, they finally did what I said it was always meant to be. Kid Amnesiac. I've always said they were, it was always a double album. And they've kind of confirmed it by doing that. It's to mark its, was it 20th, 21st anniversary? I don't know. And there's a number of different editions. There's a plain, I think it's like a triple album, and there's a black version, black vinyl, and you get a bonus disc of offcuts from both sessions. There's a red version, which is independent, indies only, limited edition, which is supposed to be highly limited. There's a cassette edition as well. Cassette edition, and whoops, wait a minute, wait there. Oh, that's turn my printer on, because someone always decides to pay for their record really late, which means hopefully I can get the courier to come and collect it tomorrow. I mean, if you're going to pay for something, don't pay up past 11, because it means I can't always get it out the door. Let's see if I can do it. But anyway, yeah, there's a cassette edition, which you can get from the Radiohead store, the Waste HQ thing. And also doing a super deluxe edition over there, which is, I think it's cream vinyl. That sounds about right. Which is nice. So yeah, that's a thing. Edit B29. There we go. Collection. Just talk amongst yourselves. Like I say, these people pay too late. They pay too late. There we go. It's done now. So yeah, that is it. That is the anniversary edition of Radiohead's Kid Amnesia, which I'm sure it'll be queuing up to buy. Yeah, like a fool, I've pre-ordered it, so you can live vicariously through me, you sad fuckers. And we'll do that one. But yeah, they finally did it. They finally confirmed that Kid A and Amnesiac were meant to be a bloody double album. In a way. But it's good to be right. I was always right. And thank you for confirming that. Oops, mustn't get those mixed up. You're that one. Whoops. And that is the other one. Oh, crikey. Right, that's that done. That's the business done of the day. I shall attach said labels to products. Let's see. I bet there's nobody in again. Is there anybody in? 12 people in. Wow. I think we're going to have to stop doing this, because let's face it, I don't think anybody really gives a fuck. And if you don't give a fuck, there's very little reason why I should give a fuck. Russell's in, Robert's in, and Pegasus is in. What have I been grooved to? Not a lot. Can't remember now. Probably that Gomez record. I think I did a review of that. some other records. Led Zeppelin, we did that. Oh, that was the other week, wasn't it? What did I do one the other day? I can't remember. But not much. Not really been doing much. And that. But yeah. There we go. There's nobody here but us chickens. Yeah. Warner's in. He can feel it coming. I'm glad someone's coming. Russell says, "What's my favourite Hammer horror film?" Oh crap! We've got to do that one. We've got to do that one. I don't want to do that one. All of them. I like them all. That was easy. Mr. Easy. And Robert Payne is doing New Stranglers. No, come on. Nobody bothers with the Stranglers. Not since you Cornwall left. Come on. No, nobody cares. Nobody cares about the Stranglers. I've already done it, Cyrus. You see. You should have got in early. I've already talked about it. Oh, damn. You see, all you Johnny come latelys, this is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to hit all the hard hitting stuff in the first 5 minutes, so you have to get here. But like I said, I've pre-ordered it, so it'll be covered in some respects because I'm a sad fuck. Because hey, let's own the same thing over and over and over again. Let's just do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Again and again. We'll never learn. We'll never learn our lesson. Well, at least it's cold in the stream at the moment. I mean, not like this morning where the stream, mind you, it got a bit of a wafty one again. I end up resetting the router. I don't think that made any difference. Mind you, I'd given up. I'd given up by then. Given up. Iron Maiden did a cocked up on their deluxe box set, did they? Did they? What, did they put a Black Sabbath album in this by mistake? Nobody noticed the difference. Kitten says, "Hi Darren, if your kids rate 5 songs, rate these 5 songs by your rank." Well, I can't because there's a song there by that band, so no. I'm not. Anyway, ratings are for idiots. Lists are for arseholes. Let's not do lists. You know, if you've got to write a fucking list of your favourite fucking songs, then you need to check your fucking head. You know, it's just not worth it. You are an anal retentive arsehole. All right, I can't stand this because I'm a different person on a different day. Whoa, here comes the coffee. Try not to hit your head on the microphone. Not at work. I've not got that one on. Not got that one on. That one isn't on anymore. Whoa, that one isn't on anymore. But yeah, you're a different person on a different day. How can you? Oh yeah, really. Oh yeah, this is my absolute top 5 of anything. Nah, we don't play that game. That's just for people to sit there wanking off to and going, "Oh, I don't agree with that. Why didn't you include so and so? You're wrong." Of course, it's all lists are wrong. They're wrong by design. It's like when I go, "Oh, you know, world's greatest guitarist, you know, of all time." Well, let me stop you there. We haven't done all time yet. So no, we don't do lists. Payne says, "My favourite Hammer horror is the one is Video to Hammer Horror by Kate Bush." I'm going to go for the Hammer horror. Was it Hammer? I've got to let me get my teeth in. Going to the dentist tomorrow in the morning. That should be fun. My favourite is the Hammer House of Horror TV series, which I think is superb. Even the reruns are good. There you go. Russell says, "Feeling sorry for John Lydon, somewhat misunderstood." In what respect? He's a contrarian. He's difficult. You know, he likes his own way. And with the recent legal action with the Pistols, he fell foul of their own rules. So, you know, He thought it was majority rule, i.e. consensus, when actually it was majority rule, i.e. he got voted out. So because they'd not apparently, according to him, they'd never disagreed before. Yeah, right. So that's a problem, isn't it? Matt says John Lydon misunderstood. Urban myth like Tull. Yeah, liked Van de Graaff Generator of Peter Hammer as well. Don't you hear the influence? Watkins says, I like Hammer horror film where Peter Cushing owns an antique shop. Anyone who nicks anything gets their comeuppance. You might be able to see the smoke tonight. Can you see the smoke? Probably not. That is a big waft of smoke coming in. Such a big waft. I like The Silent Scream, where Peter Cushing was a former Nazi concentration camp guard, and creates and he captures Brian Cox. There you go. There's some good ones. There's some good ones. Payne says lists are for shopping and putting stuff. Yeah, and lists are for making lists of things that you then ignore and throw away. Veronica says, I'd like to have your opinion on the second wave of British prog rock. Well, I did that. They're all shit. It's all shit. 99% of it is shit. And Marillion only got lucky because they're a pop band. Look, if Marillion were any way progressive, there's no way EMI would have signed them, back in the 80s. But they heard that they were a pop band, and God, Marillion of that era, the Fish era, those fans don't half hate it when you say that they're a pop band. And I go, Garden Party, anyone? Punch and Judy, anyone? Kaylee, anyone? Incommunicado, anyone? Pop band. How do I value the scene as a whole? I don't. It's shit. It is awful. It's forgettable. There's a reason why these bands weren't popular. It's because they're shit. All of them shit. All regurgitating stuff that had only, been popular 5-6 years previously. It's really sad. Not an ounce of originality in any of them, But yeah, my study of that market, shit. There you go. Except for Quasar. I quite like their album. I thought that was fun. Wadsley's in. He's late. Hope things are going better than lunchtime. Yeah, well, again, we seem to be here and it hasn't fallen over. Kitten says, what would be a moderate nice amount you would like to earn on YouTube per month? It ain't never going to happen, so there's no point in talking about it. It's never going to happen. So, yeah, it's just going to go down and down and down. So, but that's not the issue. The issue is, again, you make videos of popular topics and no one gets to see them. Like I reviewed the Lord album. I thought that might get a few views. I see other people reviewing it, but for me, it gets suppressed. I'm sure my material is suppressed. That's fine, but it doesn't encourage me to do anything. YouTube is a very strange platform. It's not a platform for discovery. But again, there's the argument that what I do is shit. So, and that's why it doesn't get discovered. And I take that on board. Yeah, I can't complain. It is shit. But I'm the one that said Kid Amnesiac fucking years ago. So you've got to give me some credit. Got to give me some credit. I called it. I fucking called it how many years ago? Fuck me. You've got to give me that one. So yeah. Art says my dentist contacted me for appointment. Back to normal. That's good. I'm going to a new one because I haven't seen a dentist, like I said, since Tony Blair became Prime Minister. Because I've never had any problems with my teeth. Since then, I only go to the dentist when I have a problem because keep them clean and my brush, and I'm a big advocate of toothpicks. I like to get the stuff out, and it's only with this diabetes thing that I've noticed a couple of my back teeth feel like they're falling apart, cracked, and I've got, like I said, let's get a bit. I shouldn't light the incense, but I thought it might help me relax and get into it. And I've got a filling I've had for fuck knows how many years, 40 years. Feels like 40 years, and that cracked as well. So something's going on in my mouth, and I think it's to do with the diabetes and the metformin I'm taking. So I think it is a thing. So I thought I'd better go in and book myself and throw loads of money at the problem. I can't afford to do it, even though I'm a registered diabetic. I don't get any help, and you have to go private to get an appointment these days. So I'm not looking forward to it. So, well, I don't mind the dentist, it's just the cost of it. Joshua says, what did he say? I saw the official Meridian Twitter refer to Brexit as Brexit. Yeah, well, they're pathetic, aren't they? You've got to remember, they have to do what they do. The thing is now that COVID's not real anymore. Don't forget the Mu variant. Don't worry about the Mu variant. COVID's not real. Everyone can go to gigs again. Everyone can huddle together. Don't worry about your mask. You'll be fine. But now that Brexit is no more, sorry, not Brexit. Yeah, Brexit is no more because it's finished. It's over. We got it done. Brexit is done. The Europeans, over there, not the EU. EU's different. Europeans realise they don't like the sound of their own music, so they've been granting free passage to any British musician that wants to, waggle their instruments in that direction. So there's only a couple of countries, and they'll bang the details of that out soon. It's not a big deal because business always wins, because these venues in mainland Europe can't sustain themselves without British bands going there, because nobody wants to listen to, I don't know, French pop music or Italian pop music. But that's Marillion's thing. They have a European audience. They've got to be seen to be like that, It's an incredibly middle class endeavour. It's the EU's a capitalist endeavour. It doesn't help people. All it does is help big business. That's why we're seeing the issues we have now with the so-called Brexit reality of not enough lorry drivers. It's because we were relying on ultra cheap labour, EU labour, all these years. Drivers from Poland and Eastern Europe, driving in, and that who wouldn't, take up the slack and do that. But now, you're seeing what the EU is about wholesale. And the people that are saying, we should rejoin because there's no lorry drivers, they should actually be saying, hey, why don't we pay lorry drivers a fair wage? It's like the fruit pickers. Why don't we, and the vegetable pickers, why don't we pay them a fair wage? Oh, no. You never see a poor farmer, right? That's a myth. Though they do have a habit of going mad and blowing their brains out in the lower field. When I was in Norfolk, there was a farmer, he had a field. He used to call it the suicide field. It was where other farmers used to go to finish themselves. Jolly lot of farmers, but you never see a poor farmer. Do you know why? Because they've got land, and land is always worth money, whether it's being used or not, so you never see a poor farmer. So yes, if you want to go and pick fruit, you've got to go, very often you get paid minimum wage. Right? Don't think that there is a minimum wage, because there isn't. They circumnavigate it. You often have to live on site in a hut and in the winter in freezing temperatures. And no one in their right mind wants to do that because it's like modern day slavery, you know. But hey, Brexit, EU, isn't it a wonderful thing? You know, it's like everything else. There's so much cheap labour, came in from the EU. I mean, crikey, back a few years back when we first moved here, I'd see the gangmasters, going with their vans picking up. There used to be a couple of houses around here where there were many Eastern European men living, together, lots of them, maybe 20 to a house, and the vans would pull up and they all come running out, get in the back of the van. That thankfully has gone now. Gee, I wonder it's because we voted to leave the EU. But that's not. It's like almost Dickensian. But the people that want to remain in the EU see that as an acceptable face of being a member state. I don't. I think it's awful. And that's not what the EU should be about. If we're going to have a trading bloc, it should be about trade, not about freedom of movement, which I still don't understand. No one's ever told me why we need freedom of movement if it's a trading bloc. Because, you can have special dispensation to lorry drivers and people like that, but a double glazing salesman in Albania doesn't need access to Croydon, to sell double glazing. But hey, freedom of movement, it's a wonderful thing. But yeah, Marillion. Oh, you looking forward to their new album? Yeah, it's going to be shit. Don't worry. Christian says Russell. That's an Amicus film. There you go. G-Man said, I used to enjoy Hammer House of Horror. Tales Unexpected. Oh, yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Showing repeats of them on Sky Arts, which is free in the UK at the moment. Do, 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 do. Just me then. Ron Grainer also did the music to Steptoe and Son and Doctor Who. Russell says 9/11. Can you remember where you were when it happened? I was watching the documentary on ITV tonight. It was harrowing. It was, again, I recommend anybody who has access to it to watch it. It was told from the perspective of people on the ground. All the footage that people took accidentally, before the attack, after, during the attack, after the attack. And I think, again, because it was, taken on the ground, it's handheld footage, and it was so, oh God, it was just awful. Even just an open wound again, it's very visceral. And you see people's incredulity turn, to confusion, and then because they think, oh, someone's flown an aircraft into the building. And then when the second one hits, they realise that it isn't an accident. It's, and that's where the fear kicks in. And you see all these firemen, going in, and you know that they're done for. It was just harrowing. An hour and a half I watched it tonight, and yeah, awful stuff. And what did it achieve? Nothing. It achieved nothing. Just many, many innocent people died as a result of it. That's the only thing that came from it. So, where was I? I was working. I know it's hard to believe, but I was holding down a gainful employment. I was working for a magazine called Web User at IPC Towers. And it was a dream job of mine to work in IPC Towers because back when I was a kid, 2000 AD, and many, many magazines, NME, Melody Maker, came out of there. So it was like Mecca for anyone who ever wanted to work in publishing. So to get that gig, it was something I was really pleased with. Turns out it was one of the most miserable fucking experiences of my life. And getting made redundant a week before Christmas, whilst it caused me to have a major nervous breakdown, it was also a great relief as well. I was like, thank God that's over. But on the day of the attack, I'd come back from lunch. Must have been just around 2, maybe just before 2. And the first plane had gone into the building. And I didn't see it, but somebody said, as I went in the office, a plane's crashed into the World Trade Center. And I think it's like a Cessna. I think it's a light airplane. So I went, God, well, that's crazy. What a loon. Was it an accident? Did somebody do it as a suicide? And at that point, we didn't know what it was. We thought it was, a light aircraft because it was so ridiculous that, a jumbo jet could get close to anything like that. Now, there was a media centre on the, I don't know, 1, 2, 3 floors above us. So a few of us moseyed on up and went into the media centre and had a couple of TVs on the news. I guess it would have been Sky News or CNN. I can't remember which one it was. And we saw the second plane. I saw it live happen. And I was just like, oh, I was shell shocked. It was just, again, I remember it. It was like, oh. And yeah, just turned away, went back to my desk and sat there and just kept it refreshed, trying to get as much news as possible. And then I guess it would have been about an hour and a half later that the first tower fell. And then there's a message sent around to anyone who wants to leave can leave, just in case there's an attack on the tower. I knew there wasn't going to be an attack on the tower, but I just couldn't work. It was just, my mind was just thinking about it. So I got up and left. Me and another colleague, she was from Dennis. We were both from Dennis, so we knew each other. And they made her redundant as well, funny enough, but we got up and left the other bozos behind. Many of those still worked there for 20 years until the magazine closed last year. God blimey. I met the missus because she was working the building opposite. And we went home and had a stiff drink when we got in and watched the rest of it unfold. It's like it's like horror. Yeah, and that was that. And then next day, back to work. And just, you read about all this stuff and you hear about, And that's how I remember it. And, but the only good thing come out of it is there will never be a plane hijacked again, because people will always remember what happened there and they'll always storm them. The sheer numbers, you think about it, if you've got 2 or 3 hijackers, can't take on a plane full of passengers because they're just going to rush them there. It happened with Richard Reed, the shoe bomber, and everyone just saw him and piled on him, just landed on him, just crushed him with sheer weight of numbers. So that's the only good thing. That's the only thing that's come out of 9/11. But watching that, they said there was like 2,500 people that died. It's a miracle that there were so few people. When you think about how many people could have been, I remember when they initial accounts they said it was like 15,000 people. It could have been in the buildings, but again they evacuated so many out. So yeah, I mean it's a 20th anniversary, and it's like, wow, and where are we? Aunt Matter says, don't dash my Marillion golden memories. Sorry. Pop band. Oops. Payne says, I was working in a Sony factory. What was you making? Was you making televisions or hi-fis or something else? That's interesting. Aunt Matt says, ABBA have gone Tron. Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah. Payne says, any job where the foreman is called gangmaster is to be avoided. Well, they used to also congregate outside home base, and I remember once, it was when we was going to, crikey, was it when we was going to the airport? We had to leave early, so it was up before the crowfires. I remember driving through and there were like loads of people standing outside. And again, and we went past a number of home bases and B&Qs on our way to the airport, and you'd see every so often you see like a group of men waiting for the van to come and pick them up. And that was common. That was common a few years back. I think that's all gone now. I think that's all over, but it seemed to be a thing. And that's not good. That's not a good way, is it? It can't be good. But again, as long as people get their driveways done cheaply, Ugh. Verna says, Europeans, the former band with Steve Hogarth in it. Yeah, I know. I've got, was it Acid Rain? That was I think I've got the CD. I've got the 7-inch single in my singles box somewhere. Funny? Not really. Not really. Not really. Not really that funny. So it says, honestly think assuming it's enough substantial unreleased content, Kid Amnesiac will be worthwhile, especially on how amazing the recordings for Kid A and Amnesiac themselves are. Well, there is a track, I don't know if you've heard it, they did upload a track today and it sounded kind of interesting. Or you listened to that this afternoon after the news broke, and I immediately pre-ordered my red vinyl edition. I thought, here we go again, that's another 40 quid. Oh, fuck. Cyrus also says, we'd really love to hear and see the making of those albums. Yeah. Russell says, 70s, glorious time for theme tunes. Yeah, I mean, I found out with, was it Tomorrow People? Dum dum, diddle dum. That was one of Delia Derbyshire's, that was. I never knew that. I found out. Ajax says, Tales the Unexpected was best when Roald Dahl introduced it. Do 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 do. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. With he has the tartan blanket over his legs. As we call now Phil Collins look, and yeah, terrible racist and anti-Semite. Oh dear! How many times they tried to cancel Roald Dahl? How many times? Because hey, people are from a different time and they don't have 21st century values. Yes, they were wrong. They were bad, but you know, these books are about tolerance and understanding. Funny that. Weird. Yeah, one of his worst or most disturbing stories never got. I don't think ever got made into a Tales of the Unexpected, and it's it's in one of those books because we read it at school. Our English teacher made us read it. It was about this boy who was kind of raised as a like a vegan before vegans were a thing. I think this might have been written in the 50s or something, and he's led this sheltered life, and he goes off on a wander, and he comes across this big building and there's animals in it. He's like, oh wow, there's all these animals. And he doesn't really know what's going on, and he ends up getting kind of lost, and then he gets caught in the machinery and hoisted up, and it's actually an abattoir. He ends up getting slaughtered and fed into the sausage machine or something. I think it might be called skin or meat or something. And yeah, read it as a kid and it just stuck with me. It was like, didn't see that coming. Because the way it's written in such a way you have no idea what is the next thing. It's really clever how he constructs the story, and I don't think that was ever made into a Tales of the Unexpected. Should have been though. People puking. ABBA got new song. Yeah, ABBA got new song. That's nice. John says, have you heard the new Yes album yet? Did you like any of it at all, or was it rubbish? Why would I hear it? How would I hear the new album? What do you think they're going to send me a copy? Me, of all people? Do you think they sit around? Do you think people like Steve Hackett and Yes and all those prog legends go, we should send an early release copy, a review copy to Darren? We should. He'd like this. No, they send it to, I know, All About Jazz, or as I call it, All About Jizz, and places like that where they're going to get 5-star reviews, because then they get more free CDs and box sets and whatnot. It's all about access. I keep reading the Gottlieb brothers, don't ask, saying what a wonderful album it is, and now it's so Yes, but it's not Yes. They're not repeating the past. They're moving into new areas, but it's still typically Yes. And you go, why do I think this is a load of horse shit? Look, I want to be pleasantly surprised. When it comes, I'll stream it. Like I'll be streaming Hackett's album on Friday. I'm not buying it anymore. Cyrus says, I remember my family and I see in the news. It was haunting. It must be worse even if you're in America itself. For us, it was like the afternoon. It was about, like I say, two in the afternoon. So like our day was coming to an end and yours is beginning. Sanford says, I remember coming back from school. I was in year 2 at the time and seeing the planes hit the towers. Yeah. Cyrus says, so what's crazy to think it'll be 20 years? Exactly. Where did the time go? Leandra says, I was at school. Here at the 11th September is the day school teacher. That year, I was finishing the school. I'm 37. Horrible day. Here we had 2 terrorist attacks in 92 and 94. Payne says, I was making a computer monitors for Dell. My job was putting a metal shield on the back. Alright. So now we know. Now we know who's responsible for the shielding on the Dell monitors back in the day. Ajax says, reading a book called Conspiracy by Charlotte Grieg, one of the chapters about 9/11, now some people think the towers couldn't fall straight without some explosives. Charlie Sheen being one of them. What, Charlie Tiger Blood Sheen, who's riddled with AIDS and was a crack addict? Yeah, I'll believe him. Yeah. Look, it's like saying Grenfell Tower shouldn't have gone up in flames, but it did because they wrapped it around in highly inflammable material. If you fly a jumbo jet into a building like that, well, the tanks of fuel are going to rupture. It's going to cause incredibly intense heat, which is going to weaken certain structural points. And you see what happens, it collapses downwards. It doesn't topple, it just falls in on itself. The weight of those floors just pushes downwards like a concertina. It's basic structural engineering. But hey, it was all a conspiracy. Wow, man. It was the Jews what done it. It's just, fuck me. Because people can't believe that there is mindless evil in the world. I can, so I don't have to worry about conspiracy theories. All you got to do is look on the look on George Bush's face when he's in that school and they tell him for the first time. He's heard rumblings of it, but they confirm it. He's either a fucking amazing actor, if it's a conspiracy and the American government behind it, or or he didn't know. I just can't. Anyone who comes up with conspiracies, it's just, Payne says, yeah, Sony made Dell products and used Panasonic circuit boards. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. Grant says, I always wanted to work in a record store. The clerk would always play the new record they liked, and we would chat for hours. That's nice. Well, I worked behind the record bar at Woolworths, and I used to play all sorts of stuff. Much to the annoyance of my fellow colleagues, but I used to sell records because I'd look at people coming and going, yeah, I'm going to put on some Doors. I reckon you're a Doors fan. Art said, I prefer the Twilight Zone Outer Limits. Oh yeah, I did all those. Did Outer Limits. I don't think we ever really got many showings of those in the UK, but Twilight Zone, big fan of that. We saw that. Those used to be on late of a night. But yeah. There you go. Russell says, I thought the original Willy Wonka film was pretty disturbing compared to the Depp version. Let's give him a backstory. Well, there's going to be a prequel, don't you? They're doing Wonka the prequel. I don't know what they were talking about. Art Matters says, question, what Sinbad film had Tower giant hand in it? What, Sinbad the sailor or Sinbad the comedian? We need clarification. Ajax says, watched the film 9/11 the other day. Didn't realise how hated the movie was because Charlie Sheen was in it. He said he was on the side of the group called the Truthers. That fella is puzzled. It's all the crack cocaine. Got tiger blood. He's winning. Tim Jones says, hey Darren, hope you're well. Been watching a really interesting series on channel called Produce Like a Pro. Yeah, I watched the Hugh Padgham one. Yeah, I've watched it. Already done that one. Yeah, already done it. Been there, done that. Already done it. You have to get up early in the morning to catch me out, man. And that's it. We're at the end. I can go now. Bye. What's that? How long have we done? How long have we done? Oh, 40 minutes. That's not bad, is it, really? Produce Like a Pro is all right, though. What's his name who does it can be a little bit irritating. But he's not Beto. He's not Beto, is he? Ajax says, shame Roald Dahl hated the Gene Wilder Wonka movie. He wanted Spike Milligan to play it. Just thought Gene wasn't dark enough and sinister. Well, again, he's the author. He's allowed to have that opinion because he knew what he had in his mind. And again, they did an Americanized version. Again, it's a British thing. And Wilder is dark, but whereas Depp plays it like he's Michael Jackson, which is incredibly dark, but Michael Jackson isn't. So yeah. I don't know. I mean, Gene Wilder one's a classic. That's what you have to remember, really. It's a classic. Russell says those old Twilight Zones are great. Absolutely. They remade them. They did some in the 80s as well, didn't they? Which were all right. They're all right. Grant said the Woolworths wanted the Smiths record banned from sales when it landed in Canada. That's understandable. Nobody likes the Smiths. Come on. Nobody wants to listen to the Smiths. Only, How Soon Is Now. Everybody knows that that's the only decent song by the Smiths. I think we can all agree on that. Everyone can agree on that. Doopy doopy doo 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 doo. Watched a really good documentary about Ivor Cutler tonight. That was fun. Katie Tunstall did it on Sky Arts. I recommend it. So yeah, going at that. Russ said they did a Twilight Zone film. Yeah, you want to see something really scary? Again, controversial for the John Landis segment where he employed. Well, it all went a bit. Pete Tong's put it under, and yeah, I don't even want to talk about it. That's where the helicopter crashed and it killed. Was it Vic Morrow, and the two child actors? And yeah, it should never have happened because Landis was playing a bit hard and fast with safety. And yeah, I guess it kind of affected his career. But he really shouldn't have been allowed to make another film again after that, even though I love him for American Wealth in London. He killed 3 people, endangered a lot more. So yeah. Yeah, it's good fun. I enjoyed it at the time. Russ says, I saw the Ivor Cutler film. Very interesting man, absolutely. Shane says, I see your digital catalogue is £46 on your website. Great value. Oh yeah. Well, that's for everything. If you are a member, you do get that, even cheaper, I believe. Yeah, and for that you get 44 digital releases. 44, folks. Read it and weep. And this gives me the chance to do a little bit of shameless publicity. For those of you who aren't aware, I've released more horrible music. I'm sorry, I can't stop. And now I'm on the drugs. My finger is better, which means I can play even more guitar. So you're going to have to come here and break my hands because I ain't stopping. But the new one's called Flags. And here's a link. You don't have to buy it. You can go and listen to it. You can go and listen to it a couple of times for free because that's how it works these days. But I like big butts. I won't do the rest of it. I feel like it. But We're doing the CD again. So if you do want a CD, you don't have to. I'm only going to be doing a handful of them because, let's face it, nobody likes CDs. Get your order in. And if you don't want one, fine. But don't come to me in, I don't know, a month's time saying, can I have a CD? Because I might only get 4 of them made. All right. But if you want a CD, it's there. Just put it out there, all right? But I have this subscriber thing where you can pay something like £3 a month and it gives you access to a lot of stuff. What does it give you access to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh no, there's loads of things you can get. Loads of things. But also I do these two collections called File Under Miscellaneous. I've got Volume 1 and Volume 2. Volume 1 has got like 20 tracks on it. I'm working on Volume 2, and it's just like rough mixes and stuff that I do as I go along. And yeah, you can get that. And you also get a 25% discount on everything else, even CDs. So yeah, if you want to, that's under my subscription thing. I'll give you a link to that. You can have a look at it if you want. You know, there you go. You can help there if you want. You don't have to. I don't care. That's not why I do it. I do it so people might enjoy it, you know. But it's nice when people buy my music because it makes me feel like you love me. But no, it's all there. If anyone's interested, you might not be. You might be. I don't know. Just putting it out there. Don't forget to thumbs down this video. We live in crazy times. Where are we? Ajax says, amazing how many authors hate the film adaptations of their novels. King hated Kubrick's The Shining. Well, that's because Kubrick is a genius and King is just a hack. I mean, the good thing about the Kubrick adaptation is it makes you wonder, again, it keeps it ambiguous. Is Torrance, is he mad? Or is he being influenced by the spirits, the hotel, you know? Has this happened? Or is it, you know, something else? Or is it the isolation? That's nice. That's what makes it horrifying. Torrance isn't a nice guy. You know, Kubrick, again, makes him snappy and irritable before they've even got there. It makes him human. Whereas I think in the novel, Torrance is a nice guy who gets turned bad by the supernatural. Ooh, how boring. How boring. Kubrick did a better job of it. And, you know, it's just a superb horror film. I didn't get it. When I was a kid, I watched it and I just didn't get it because I was a kid. Didn't find it frightening. And I thought, why is everybody, you know... But when you become a father, when you get older and you watch it, you go, oh, fuck. You know, there's a different aspect to it. Doctor Sleep is interesting. That's the sequel. They made that, and they made it with Ewan McGregor. And it's really good how it dovetails into Kubrick's film. It's both a sequel and it's more of a direct sequel to the Kubrick novels, but it also has enough flexibility that it is a sequel to the Kubrick film. It's clever how the director did it. It's not a perfect film, but it's clever. But it's this supernatural aspect to it, of these kind of, I don't know, vampire type characters who suck the souls out of virgin children. And one of the most disturbing things in it is the murder of a child, which you see, and it's, you know, it's pretty grim. But yeah, it's not The Shining. Yeah. Kubrick's a genius. King's a hack. It's all that speed he took. That's how he could write so many books, isn't it? Magic says shoplifters, indeed. Answer, still got my punk classic coloured vinyl singles, UK subs, Tomorrow's Girl, Skids, Into the Valley, Dickies, Banana Splits, The Members, Sound of the Suburbs. Andrew says, added to my playlist. Russell says, I wish there was a proper Highlander film soundtrack. There never was. There have been bootlegs sold saying that it was the official. I remember there was a run of those it must have been a long time now. I remember on eBay and things like that, and people say, "Oh, there's a sound." It was never released. I remember it being on the poster. Instead, we got A Kind of Magic, which is, it falls between two stools when it comes as an album. Bits of it I like, bits of it I don't care for. I remember being utterly disappointed by it when it came out. It's like, because it followed the works, you see, which I loved. And it's I don't think we'll ever get one. So that's that. That's that, I'm afraid. Any more for any more? Anyone out there? Anyone out there want to ask a question? Anyone out there? I'm going to put the pressure on you now. I'm going to put the pressure on you. Can you feel the pressure? Anyone? It's all gone quiet over there. It's all gone quiet over there. Okay, what we'll do, as soon as everyone's been quiet, what we're going to do is we're going to do this. He says we're going to have a look at the kid Amnesia thing. Okay, here we go. Eyes down for Full House. Whoops, let me just move that up there. And there you can see we have the 2-cassette limited edition. Ooh, right. Then we have the Scary book, which is an art book, which has got 36 pages. Count them. And 108 gram 12-inch half-speed cut vinyl in I think it's cream vinyl. Who wants cream vinyl? Then you have the hardback art catalogue. Ooh. Now, the Scary book is 80 quid, I believe. The 60 quid for the cassettes. Ooh, you want some cassettes? I'm still trying to find a cassette player off of eBay that's reasonably priced. Not because I want to buy this. Look, see, 80 quid. You can see what you're getting. I won't be buying that. Then you've got the art book, which is 30 quid. That's reasonable. And that is, does it say how many pages? Can't see how many pages it is there. Can't read it. But it includes 300 colour artworks. 360 pages. That might be worth getting if you're interested in the artwork of the period. Personally, I'm not a fan. Then we have Fear Stalks the Land, which brings together the writers, Tom York and Stanley Donwood. They write 176 pages, and there's got faxes, notes, and lyrics, and sketches, and lists. You like lists, and there you go. That's what that looks like. And see, look, it's a book, and there's words, and there's some sketches, and there's some doodles. You're going to love that. That's a tenner. Oh, and then we've got the LP, which is the standard edition, which is 40 quid. I bought this edition, but it's the red independent edition. If that makes sense. And then have we got anything else? Is that it? Oh, then you got the CD. Hey, look, there's the CD. Woo, CD, everyone. And that's a rather reasonable 15 quid. And then, of course, for those digital kids, you can buy the WAV file. Why isn't there a picture of the WAV file? Oh man, I wanted to see a picture of the WAV file. That's no good. Where's the WAV file? So there you go. That strung it out a bit, didn't it? Leonardo says, remember the cassettes? You've got to have the cassettes, haven't you? When it all went, when it chewed up your favourite tape and you were bereft. You have to, and when it was too tight, you have to loosen it with I haven't got a pencil or a big pen. And you'd loosen the spools. Who remembers that? No. And then there are all the different varieties of tape you could get, AD, AR, oh, it was crazy. You spend all days. Yeah, there's Radiohead. Everybody loves Radiohead. Just me then. But don't buy Radiohead. You could buy my CD instead. I don't know if you've noticed, but look, look, you can see them. I've put some there. Look, isn't that clever? Look, there's one there as well. Look, whee, look at that. That's like subliminal messaging. Subliminal. Buy product. Buy the product. It's not working, is it? No, it's not working. Stop doing shit music, Darren. I can't help it. It's just what I do. Russell says, I never got my cheapo tapes chewed. Always the best chrome tapes. Exactly. It's always the tape that you valued. It was the one that you'd either taped off the radio and they weren't going to play it again, or it was like you said, it was something expensive. Chrome tapes. What was the point of them, eh? Metal tapes. What the hell? Kitten says, I always remembered the cassette tape blowing around the highways back in the day. Again, the environmental impact of the cassette. Who could have thought it, eh? I mean, that was the greatest con the music industry ever pulled. LP, all right? They go from shellac. Oh, you can't have shellac anymore. You can't have 78s. Have the 33 vinyl. You love it. Mono? You don't want mono. You want stereo. Have the stereo vinyl. You don't want that. You want the portability of a cassette. You want cassettes. More. You've got more durability than the vinyl, the cassettes. You don't want dirty old cassettes. You want the digital clarity of the CD. Buy your record collection again. And then you don't want CD. You want digital compact cassette. And everyone went, fuck off. You want digital audio tape? Fuck off. You want mini disc? It's the end of the millennia. MP3's round the corner. We know what we're expecting. Those were the days. Yeah, TDK. TDK was my brand. Oh man, I love me some TDK action. Bought thousands of them, and especially when I was recording on a 4-track. I mean, when was it? It must have been about 12 years ago now. I digitized all my tapes onto computer. I bought a 4-track again because obviously I got rid of my 4-track, and I, as a way of decompressing after the shop thing, I digitized all my 4-track tapes, and when I was done, I threw all the tapes into the rubbish and waved at them, and then I sold the 4-track machine. Russell said, I loved mini discs back in the day. Yeah, they're all right. Yeah, they're all right. Oh, excuse me. I'm even boring myself. How did that happen? Righty-ho. Any more? Any more for any more? Any more? Anyone else getting the Radiohead? No. Anyone? No, just me then. Kitten says, I like the mini disc back in the day. Yeah, I mean, they're all right, but they could be a little bit temperamental. Recording with them. I remember, I've told this story before, I was interviewing someone, and I had my mini disc player with me. And for some reason, it just wasn't having any of it. It just wasn't working. But thankfully, I had my MP3 recorder with me at the same time, so I managed to plug my microphone into that and do the interview on that instead. Always have a backup. So that was the end of the mini disc for me. It's like, no, I'm not using that again. I'm not doing that again. Oh yeah, TDK adverts. Oh, but who remembers re-record? Don't fade away. Re-record. Don't fade away. That's a videotape though, wasn't it? Ah, the good old days. The good old days. Leandro says, I like Radiohead, but not my favourite band. Yeah, they're alright. Russell says, I liked how you could shuffle your recordings on the new disc. Yeah, that was good. You could do that with CDs though, if you had a shuffle feature. Kitten says, I remember the Maxell tape adverts with the guy sitting in a chair getting blown away. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, God, a classic, isn't it? Everyone's a classic. And now we don't have tapes anymore. Ajax says, I remember buying a big bulk pack of high-tech tapes from the Poundland. Still remember the red and white labels. They felt to bits after a few uses, just like their footwear. High-tech? What, the trainer company? Surely not. Well, I didn't hear that. That's a new one. I don't knock high-tech trainers. I used to really enjoy them. They never fell apart for me, but there you go. Not that pair of Nike I had a few years back. That's it. That's what I'm saying. Re-record. Don't fade away. Re-record. I'm going to tell you how it's going to be with Scott's new lifetime guarantee. Tape what you want both night and day. Re-record. Don't fade away. Re-record. Don't fade away. Rolling Stones must have made a fortune out of that. Cyrus says, do you think any of the tracks in will be Burn the Witch? No, because they released it, didn't they? They released Burn the Witch. Everything is phone now, exactly. Don't need anything. Your phone's your camera. It's your recorder. You can get sex on your phone. Everything. Order pizza on your phone. God, it's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing what you can do. Oh, do you want the track listing to that thing? Is that what you're asking for? Sorry. Let me just pull it up again. Yeah. We'll do the track listing, yeah? Because I guess we weren't paying attention. Where's the track listing? Oh, fuck you. Where's the fucking track listing? It was here a minute ago. God, Jesus fucking H. Christ. Where did the track listing go? There we go. Kid Amnesia is like Spinning Plates, Why Us version, Untitled 6, Fog, Again version. If you say the word, follow me around. Pork Paul, True Love Waits version, Untitled version 2, The Morning Bell, In the Dark version, Pyramid Strings, Alt Fast Track, Untitled version 3, and How to Disappear into Strings. The B-sides include Kinetic, Fast Track, Cut Tooth, The Amazing Sounds of Orgy, and Transatlantic Drawl. Sounds fun. That's the limited edition cassette. You don't get the B-sides. So you've got to get the cassette for the B-sides. Of course you do. Of course you do. So you have to buy 2 items, I think, to get everything. Or do you get that with the CD? Let me just check the CD out. No. It's only on the cassette that you get the B-sides. So, gee, that's fun. So you have to buy... Yeah, I'm going to say it again. You have to buy the cassette to get the B-sides. Thanks, Radiohead. Thanks for giving us a redundant format that no one can fucking play. Bet Tom York's having a right laugh. What a bastard. Oh, and there's 5,000 of them. Pfft. Kitten says, just, yeah, oh, we've done that. Leandra says, TK 100 minutes was just wow. Yeah, 100 minutes. Russell Watkins says, remember the sticky labels of videotapes? Don't wipe out. Yeah. Well, it could be untitled, but I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. Pegasus likes 8 tracks. Ajax says, unless it was different high-tech, but the sound was awful and the tape inside would always snap. Well, it could be just the brand thing, you know. Who knows? The stuff you get in pound shops are just, you know, are often of dubious origin, aren't they? You know. Who knows? Who knows what goes on? Mind you, all the pound shops closed, didn't they? Didn't all the pound shops go bankrupt? Do, 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 do. Anyway, unless it picks up, I'm gonna call it quits because, you know, still got to get up early in the morning, say goodbye to the kids. Don't have to walk them to school anymore. And who knows, if you're lucky, I might tell you about my adventures at the dentist. I might not. Might not be able to talk. Hey, that'll be a relief. Anyway, thank you for joining me. It's been and maybe we'll do this again next time. I don't know. But yeah, remember, folks, if you can't be good, be safe. But more importantly, don't tell your mother.